Hi everybody. So here we go. I'm up at the cottage here. It's a beautiful spot. I don't know if you can see it out there, but the kids are happily playing in the water and we're having a great time. And so I decided I'm going to just make a little practice video like I did a while back when I did my canoe trip and for you guys to practice with and then we'll pick up next week as per abnormal. So anyway, I thought we'd go through some scales and arpeggios and some exercises and play some of our tunes we've been practicing. And we'll do that for about an hour and we'll get started. So I thought today maybe we'd start with the D major, a little change up, and we'll do the octave and a half, and then we'll practice our Danny Boy, okay? So we'll start with D major. I'll make sure the fiddle's in tune here. Here we go, D major. Okay, so that's the octave and a half D major. We're going to try the arpeggio now. We might as well start on the low A. So we'll play the low A, then D, and that's our arpeggio. So now we'll give that another try as we usually do. So hopefully that time you didn't have to do much tuning. But we'll try it again and hopefully we can take that amount of tuning down even more. So this time we're going to try one more time, tiny bit faster. And I want you to really see if you can be mindful of what notes are working on their own without a whole lot of tuning from you and which ones you need to work on, okay? I can give you a few ideas in this key. The C sharp, a little bit difficult for a lot of people to get in tune. Always the F sharp, you got to be wary of, always. B, always a culprit. So just keep mindful of those and let's see how it goes. Alrighty, and... arpeggio. Okay, now I'm not sure if last time, it could have been the other class, but I talked about how with arpeggios, you can play any of the notes in the arpeggio as a double stop. Any two of the notes in the arpeggio you can play at the same time to make a double stop. So I'm just going to go through them for you here in the key of D. We got the low A and the open D. That's a fourth. When you get it in tune, there's no mistaking it. Okay, you can also play the F sharp with the A. That's a third, a little harder to hear. You might notice that it still has a little reverberation to it even though it's in tune. And that's the way a major third is. And that's what it should sound like when it's in tune. And then we have the octave, D and D. Lovely to play together, always good. The next note in the arpeggio would be F sharp. And you can play that with your D, your A3. And of course, playing these double stops is so good for your intonation and your bow. So always good to do that. Let's do it again. We got the low the low A and the open D. And then we got the F sharp and the A. We got the octaves, D and D. And then we got F sharp and D. And then at the very top, you can attempt the fifth. So that's D and A. That's A3 and E3 together. See that? That's a fifth. And you put one finger down on the two strings. And there's no mistaking it when it's in tune. Here it is. Here it is out of tune. Very unpleasant. Here it is in tune one more time. Okay, there it goes. Now we'll come down. Let's play them coming down. So we'll start with that fifth. Hopefully you left it down. And then we're going to play the third again. That's the F sharp and the D. There's your F sharp. Now you see how you can leave your D there. We already know that it's in tune, and you can just leave it. See that? Bang on D. Okay, and then you can do your octave, leave your D there. Listen to how nice that is, the octave in tune. And then you can play your F sharp and A, and then the low A again. Okay, so those are the arpeggio double stops in the key of D. So to recap, why don't we do the one more scale, one more arpeggio, and then those double stops. And I'll make sure I stay in tune for you, all right? So we'll start with the scale. Ready, and... arpeggio. And now double stops. Okay, now I forgot to mention one there, the open D and the open A. It's a very, very nice one in the key of D as well. Both arpeggio notes, so I added that. So I hope you caught that. So that's a great exercise. So hopefully you got along okay with that. If you're having trouble with your arpeggio, your double stops, always make sure it's not your bow putting you out of tune. Leaning too hard on one string or the other to make it flat when your finger could be fine. So we'll talk more about that next time. Now, shall we try our Danny Boy? I think we should. All right, key of D, starting on the C sharp, we'll do our Danny Boy. Now my screen keeps going blank on me here, so I just have to sign in yet again. To see myself. Okay, so Danny Boy, key of D, we start down on the low C sharp. So you might want to get that ready. There it is in tune. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Danny boy. So I hope everybody got along with that okay. I was really feeling it there the second time around. And I don't know if you noticed, but I really started to move my bow and had a little variance to how fast or slow I moved my bow to give me some dynamics. Okay? And you could hear the parts that I really got the bow move, and this here part here. And it makes me want to do that because I think of my friend Danny singing this song. He would hit that high note. The whole band would swell up as best they could, not too much, not to cover what he was doing, but to really bring out the climax of that piece. All right, so hopefully that was okay with you guys too. Hopefully you were feeling a bit of that and able to kind of go along with me a little bit. That's certainly how I started to learn about dynamics and pieces was, from my father, my older brother, and listening to the way they swelled in to certain passages or notes. And that's what my brother Sean used to say. You swell into that vibrato, he used to say, and you use it at the end. As I move my bow faster, I bring that little wiggle in, and it really pumps everything up nicely, okay? And I know we haven't really touched on vibrato. I think it's something that we should look at, but I think a little bit more of a solid approach to intonation is needed before you really get into vibrato. So for now, keep trying to get that note that you're trying to play in tune and listen to the little move you make when you get that note in tune if you're flat. That's kind of the beginning of your vibrato, that little tiny move. So if you go like this, and you bring it in like that because you're a little flat, that's what your vibrato is going to start to sound like. You go back and forth between that little flat and in tune. You hear that little ramp up, okay? Anyway, let's try it again. Such a beautiful tune. Let's do it one more time. Danny boy. Get your C sharp ready, and here it is. Okay? 1, 2, 3. One more time with feeling. So to continue on with the key of D, I wouldn't mind taking a quick look at Eyes to Buy that I put up on the YouTube channel. It's in the key of D, and if anybody's had a chance to look at it, you'll see that it's very simple, very easy tune. I'm sure you got it really quickly. And so just for those people that might have been able to get it, I'm going to play it so we can practice it, okay? It starts with this D major arpeggio. See that? And then another one. An E. Little scale up. And then on the second part, we come down. Little A arpeggio there. Up the scale. First bit again. Arpeggiate. Little scale. See that? And that's how we go. So let's give it a go there. Let's see. Anybody that tried it out, here's your chance. Ready, open D. Repeat. Up we go. E1. Okay, now hopefully you got along okay with that. Just got to put my code in here again. All right, so that was Eyes to Buy. So hopefully you got along okay with that, especially since we just did all that practice in the key of D. I think, of course, that we should just do it again straight away. And let's go for it. There we go. One more time. Eyes to Buy. Starting with the D string. Ready, and... the buy. Alrighty. Okay, so let's try eyes to buy just a little tiny bit faster now. And let's just keep those fingers coming down. Here we go, just a bit. Getting the card home quicker. Ready, and... Again. Again. Okay, so that was Eyes to Buy, and I hope everybody was able to at least play a few bits of it or a phrase here and there, maybe even the whole thing, and maybe even when it went faster. So we'll check in next week and we'll see how people got along with Eyes to Buy. Now, in the key of D. Now, let's check out our new tune, the Cock of the North, and the key of A. So before we play the tune, I think, of course, we should play the scale and arpeggio for the key of A, and we'll talk about a few double stops in that arpeggio as well, and get a little familiar with that, because it's a bit of a change from the key of D. Change of the shape of the hand. So there's your low A. We're going to start our scale on the low A, and there it is for you to tune to. I, of course, have my tuner on, so you can trust me. Anyway, here we go. A major scale, nice and slow. Ready, and... And everybody could hear the slick spot on my bow. I still haven't got down to Heinel to get a re here. Okay, now let's try the arpeggio for the key of A. Starting on the low A. Here it is again. Okay, ready, and... So that was A major scale and arpeggio. Let's do it again, straight away. Ready, and... Whoops, sorry. Scale first. Ready, and... Arpeggio. Okay, and we'll take a little breather, and then I wouldn't mind trying that one a bit faster and see how we're doing, because I know it's a fairly new key, zeroing in on it like we've been zeroing in on it, and so I would like to strengthen it a little tiny bit more. So we'll try now a little bit faster, scale followed by arpeggio, and see how you do. Again, just pay attention. Don't try to do a huge amount of tuning. Just pay attention to your weakest members of your platoon, as it were. Okay, one more time, a little faster. Ready, and... Go. I hope you got along okay. And again, it's not really a competition for yourself. It's just to see what still is the weakest. That's why you do that a little bit faster, okay? Try to identify, try to be mindful of what notes and fingers need a little bit more extra work. Now, let's try these arpeggio double stops that I was talking about in the key of D, okay? But this time in A. And they're a little trickier, but very, very handy. Now, if you look at just the first couple of notes, we got, whoops. Okay, so the ones that I would choose to do together there would be the low A and the E. That's G1 and D1 at the same time. See that? I use that one all the time. Now for my finger, I got to twist it a little bit to make the E a little sharper to get it in tune. Very important note, or sorry, skill, this fifth with the first finger. There are so many tunes. So many tunes where I plunk and lean, as it were, okay? So we'll try that one. Ooh. Okay, and then we'll try, that's the C sharp and the D1 together. See that? A very nice one. And then we got D1 and open A. And then we got C and E. And then we got opens, E and A. And then we got the high A. That's another octave. The high A and the middle A together. E3 and open A. See that? And then we got the opens again. Then we got C sharp and E again. A2 and open E. And then we got The A and the E, that's D1 in open A. Then we got the hardest one, which is the C sharp and the E. Here's your C sharp. And then the fifth. If you're ever wondering, it's really best to go from the open and plunk that finger down. And if you don't get it in tune, you try another attempt. There it is, the nice fifth. Okay? I'm going to go over those once more. D1 and G1. D1 and open A. C sharp, that's, I better start again. I left one out. So we got the D1 and G1. Then we got the C sharp and E, which is G3 and D1. That's where it is there. Then we got the E and the A. C sharp and E. See, that's the same as the low one, except the E, it's all the upper register. And then we got the E and the A. And the A and the A. Okay, and then we got the E and A again. C and E. E and A. C sharp and E. And the fifth. Okay, shall we try one more? Yes, slow. Oh, that was terrible. Sorry. That's better. Okay, fifths and thirds and intervals in the key of A. So take your time with those. And again, like I said before, always remember to check and see if it's your bow putting you out of tune on one of the two strings there. It could be your bow. Your finger could be totally fine, but if you heave in too much with one side of the, or one string or the other, it's going to make your interval out of tune. Okay, so a nice even bow. Now, Cock of the North. Dead slow. Ahead, dead slow. Ready, and... B part. Let's do it all again. All right. Cock of the North, very slow, times two. I hope you got along okay playing that. And you might have heard me playing some double stops in there in the tune. I love doing that. I play lots of double stops in my tunes. And for that one, they were all double stops that are in the arpeggio of A. See that? I use all the notes. This one here. See that? All the ones we just practiced. We didn't practice that one. That's a nice one. A1 and open E. See that? That nice one there. See, that's again, that's a B and an E together, kind of. It's an E chord. See that? Really, it leaves you hanging. Only to resolve. That's what I'm doing in there, okay? So if you're trying to hit a few of those, just try those arpeggio notes along with the note that you would like to accompany, and it'll work, okay? Now let's try that a little bit faster before we are done with our practice, asynchronous practice for this week. And of course, you can go back and keep practicing along to this video as much as you want, okay? So let's try that John Allen's jig just the slightest bit faster. Ready, and... One more. Cock of the North. Auntie Mary. Okay, so that was faster, and I hope that you had relatively no problems doing that. Just remember your key phrases, eh? Like you just go back to them. A tune like this, so much repetition, probably going to be that whole at some point or other. So just do that. When in doubt, just play that lick, and it'll fit in somewhere. Okay, let's try one more time. And thanks everyone again for tuning into this asynchronously, and we'll be back on the computer, in person on the computer next Tuesday. And so we'll try John Allen's Jake a couple more times, slightly faster than that. And thanks again. Here we go. Ready? One more. Thanks again, everyone, very much. Keep them fiddles rattling.